guys.
Hey.
We were challenged by Two Wild Onions Homestead to a collaboration that's going around, which is called Your Homestead Name Collaboration. Not sure what channel actually started this. I've seen a few people doing it so far. A couple of channels that I subscribe to. And so that's what we're going to do. Our homestead, I guess, technically has... Well, our homestead has one name. Our homestead's name is LakeCroft. And our YouTube channel has another name, which is Clueless Homesteaders. LakeCroft came about when we moved here. We live on a lake. It's a large man-made lake for a nuclear power plant. I don't know how big it is, but it's pretty sizable. It's like, I don't know, 60,000 acres or something. She'll Google it. And we live right off of the lake. We can see it from our house. We don't have lakefront property. Our neighbors do, but we can see the lake. And so I wanted to incorporate lake into the name. And Croft is a small holding in Scotland, basically a homestead in Scotland. Somebody that owns a small piece of property and farms it for subsistence. So LakeCroft is what we called it, and if we ever get to the point where we decide we're going to sell product off of the property here, we will brand it as LakeCroft. Did you find it?
Yeah, so the lake is approximately 17 miles from 17 miles long from tip to tip with 200 miles of shoreline. So our lake isn't like one big, like, I don't know, roundish or whatever. Like it's a finger lake. We'll have to get a picture sometime and show everyone. And looking at it, you think, oh, it's really not that big. But we went out on it with our boat this past summer and really kind of checked it out. And the lake is divided into two parts. You've got the side, I think we're technically considered the cold side, and then there's the warm side over by the power plant. And needless to say, our side being the cold side was not cold at all.
No, it's only called the cold side and warm side because they run the water through the plant to cool all of the equipment from the nuclear reaction. So the water is run over coils to bring down the temperature, so that water is heated and put back into the lake. Mm-hmm. So they call the other side the warm side, but there's not really that much of an appreciable difference. I think it does stay warmer longer in the winter, which allows for larger fish to grow over there. But our lake is plenty warm. People swimming in it all the time. Plenty of fish on our side as well. There's fishermen out there constantly.
Year round. We'll
start fishing next year here for the first time and see how things work out. But there's smallmouth bass, largemouth bass. We've got catfish, we've got crappies, we've got a couple others. I think there's 2 or 3 other breeds of fish that they have in the lake. It was originally, they came in and seeded the lake when they built it. I think it was built in the 60s. They flooded a valley here in Virginia, and they seeded the lake with a ridiculously large number of fish, and it has been able to keep itself up since then, is my understanding. Mm-hmm. So that's how we got a hold of the name LakeCroft for our homestead. But when it came time to start a YouTube channel, which we just did in November of 2018, LakeCroft Homestead seemed awfully, it was fine, but it didn't stand out and didn't seem memorable, right? Sure. If somebody hears it, they're not necessarily going to remember it. So we wanted to go with something that was a little catchier for our YouTube name.
Which really fit though. It did and still does.
Yeah, we're pretty clueless. We don't know what the heck we're doing, which is fine. We admit that up front. We bring y'all along to see what we do right, what we do wrong. We're learning a lot from other channels and appreciate all those other channels. I subscribe to a lot. We don't have TV service here, so our only form of entertainment is YouTube, which is my favorite form of entertainment anyway, because it's partially entertainment, partially educational.
Yeah.
Even when I did watch TV, I watched a couple sitcoms and stuff, and I'll watch movies from time to time, but I generally tended to watch educational series on TV even.
Documentaries and stuff.
I feel like you're not wasting your time as much at that point when you're actually taking something in that's useful or at least interesting, above and beyond just mindless Hollywood entertainment style. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I still, I enjoyed some of those sitcoms.
But we also decided when we moved here that we didn't want to have TV because there were so many things that we wanted to do. We wanted to do together, and we don't want TV to be a distraction. So I would say that I think we've maintained that. Like we have enough projects and crafts around the house that we're working on that allow us to spend time together and do the things that we enjoy.
We have Netflix, so we can watch things on there as well, but I don't know. I would be surprised if we watch a movie a week on Netflix. We did watch one this week.
Oh, and we did last week, I guess, but that's like rare. Like there's not, most times we're not watching Netflix.
I say we watched one this week. We actually watched it, half of it last week and half of it this week to finish it because we didn't finish it in one sitting. So that was last night. But so Clueless Homesteaders doesn't really have much of a genesis other than I was just looking for something that would basically be memorable to somebody who sees it, whether it was memorable for being funny or for being true or for being silly or whatever it is. So that's how we came up with that name. All right, so we want to go ahead and push this challenge forward. We went through some of the channels that we watch regularly and found a couple that we were interested in knowing where their name came from. And one of those channels is Row At. They do a lot of work with worms. She's got a bunch of different types of worms that she breeds, and I believe they sell. I've been thinking about doing some worm composting, so I've been watching her videos recently, but I have no idea what that channel name is.
See, it's stuff like this that I don't know about. He just kind of springs it on me, or he's got all of the materials here, and I'm like, what are we doing? And it turns into learning something new.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
That's how he does everything.
Another one that we wanted to know was Random Mini Farm. They have a goat farm. I'm not sure of everything else they do. I've seen a couple of their videos. I think you've seen more than I have.
Yeah, it's got goats and a few other animals and
then the other channel that we're interested where the name came from, and who wouldn't be, is Drunken Farmer of Damnifiknow, which I easily could have uttered on any night of most of my 20s and 30s. But
I've spoke with her. Her name's Stephanie. I've spoke with her a few times. We've sent messages, and my understanding is it's her and her husband. They have a daughter, and they are really into smoking meats and just kind of trying to live like a simple life. So she's got little tutorials on her page, so you should check her out and see what she's offering up.
All right. Well, I think that's it. And we will see you guys again later.
Bye.
I'm Andy.
I'm Tia.
Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to subscribe.
And hit the bell icon to subscribe so that you get notifications when we post new videos.
And don't forget the thumbs up.
Thanks.
Thank you.